So thanks for joining us, everybody. I'm Liz Needham and I'm a member of the Manchester CIPD branch committee, and I work along with my colleague Neal Chamberlain, who's here today to talk about an OD conference that we've got happening on the 12th of April in Altrincham. So welcome, Neal. Thanks for joining us on the video. Perhaps you could start by just saying a little bit around why OD is important to us in the CIPD, why you lead on this area for the committee.
Okay, well, thanks, Liz. Certainly. I think there's probably never been a more critical time for organisations to seek to get that extra discretionary contribution that they can get from people who are genuinely engaged, committed, and in line with the values and the purpose of that organisation. And all of that has to be set against a wider context where we have globalisation, where we have the march of the digital world, where we have new generations coming into the workplace, all of which is calling for an agile response from organisations, whatever they may be and however big or small they might be, that need to be more fleet of foot and to respond more quickly to the needs, the changing needs of whatever marketplace they're in.
So lots going on contextually, world moving quicker, but we still want to get the most from our performance. We still want to outperform perhaps other people in some of the areas that we're working in. So tell me then, there were probably lots of choices around what to focus on for the conference. So how did you settle with the programme that you've got and the specific areas of OD that you're going to focus on the 12th of April?
Okay, well, I think we saw there were a number of key areas that we needed to address, and those were an overview of changing models within organisation development as a practice. And we're very fortunate to have Roger Chapman, who is a real expert in this area and can bring that expertise to bear in shaping that discussion with a focus on agile within that environment. We're also very lucky to have Jackie Lefevre with us, who is an expert on values in organisation. And the reason we focused on values was because of the critical importance of getting those shaped correctly so that the people in the organisation are solidly behind that organisation in terms of its purpose and the way in which it chooses to do things. Leadership is also absolutely critical in building an organisation in its fullest sense, from its structure and what it does to how it does it and why it does it in the first place. And David Beach is another expert that we've managed to bring in who can advise us and guide us through those interactive discussions about the critical role of leaders in driving an organisation. And then finally, what I'm going to be bringing to bear is a focus on performance management in organisations, because one of the other key outputs, of course, is how do we maximise the performance of that organisation through its people? So how do we make that performance management discussion engaging, interesting, worthwhile, and something people look forward to?
So it sounds like a really packed programme and lots of people there that I'm really looking forward to hearing from. It's a topic that I'm very interested in. So perhaps if you were leaving people with one or two messages about why they should come along and what they'll get from it, what would those couple of points be that you want to leave people thinking about?
Yeah. Well, one thing I really want to make clear is that people will not be talked at for 6 or 7 hours during the day. There will be inputs and some expert inputs, but that will be alongside some highly interactive sessions when people will be talking with colleagues from other organisations about the reality of life in their organisations today and how they could begin to implement some of these changes, or at least to get their leaders and their colleagues to examine the way that organisation is currently structured and what may need to change.
Brilliant. Okay, well, I'm really looking forward to it, and I look forward to seeing lots of faces old and new there on the 12th. You know, if you remember or not, you're welcome to register on Eventbrite. All the details are there and will be coming up on the screen. So thanks, Neal, for joining us today and telling us a bit about the OD conference. And I look forward to seeing you then.
Great, will do. Thank you.